What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You already know what time it is, man. This is your boy, the historian, in the Birdcage tonight. We got a hot one for you. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Go ahead and just hit that like and subscribe button on your way in. And we got you covered for this hit. So the Birdcage is now taking flight for Hate Week. Let's get it, folks.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
Hey man, you know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. This your boy, the historian. We're back in here tonight. We got the magnificent Birdcage crew, and we got a couple of guests that's gonna be coming through, chopping it up with us tonight. So the first thing I gotta do, I gotta bring one of the original members of the Birdcage into the building. We got Mr. K Dub himself in the building. What's happening, K Dub?
How you doing? How you doing? Good to be in the building tonight. Better late than never, but it's glad to be in the building. First place Falcons. Man, I'm ecstatic, ready to get this sweep of the New Orleans Saints, or the Aints of what we call them, and continue to keep this momentum going, moving forward with the Falcons.
Man, you ain't even late, bro. You literally was here before the credits started, so you ain't late. Sound check, yeah, but this right here, we good though. Look, I hear you perfectly. The chat hears you perfectly and everything. But another person that we sliding up in here, he ain't the first time, and he comes through here all the time. You know, always dropping Falcon knowledge on his channel. We got Smitty Smith in the building. You too can have fabulous hair with Smitty Smith. I got to throw the old school ISO Plus plug up in there if y'all remember the Tom Joyner the morning show.
I ain't got no hair.
Hey, you had it when that plug was out back in the day.
Oh yeah. Well, I had that clean fade back in the day.
Hey, that ISO Plus kept it nice back in the day. Fresh fade.
Facts.
Probably. I was gonna say, man, did you have an S curl fade back in the day?
No.
Hey man, I can't lie. If you know what, childhood pictures, yeah, I had it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I had it. And I'm not ashamed of it either. Well, you grew up with my cousin, so you already know what the hell looked like.
Oh,
so.
yeah. I know.
I was just dark. Shout out to my cousin Alton over there, West Side's finest, Bolton Road all day, every day. Stand up on the West Side, baby.
Facts.
So, what's going on, man? So, oh man, let's go ahead and jump into it, man. We starting off with the treacherous 3 right about now. Shout out to Larry, the Dixon Way. Hey, y'all check him out or whatnot. Big Larry has some of the best commentary online that you'll ever hear. So if you get tired of listening to the folks that are on TV that's boring you like a Chris Collinsworth, go ahead and mute the TV. He got you covered, baby.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Larry.
sure. And somebody who always runs on CP time, you know, that prune juice kicking in a little early tonight. We got Gray Beard. What's up?
Whoa. Chill out on the prune juice. I don't do the prune juice. I do orange juice. I do apple juice.
Well,
I do great drink, but I do not do the prune juice.
There he is.
Well, as slow as you was moving, I think you might have had some.
I just worked 15 hours. Give a brother great.
Yeah,
I got to mess with a hard-working man, bro.
Oh, my boy Smitty, what's going on with your big homie?
What's up, Big Gray? What's the good, man?
Hey, man, we kicking 3 right now, man. I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty well. Right
Hey, it don't get no better than that, man. It don't get no better than that.
I'm doing excellent, man.
Considering we got our 6th win last year, week 15.
But you know what makes it better, fellas? What makes it better, we ended up putting an L to the Cowboys. That's what made it even better. America's team really thought they were going to get a bounce back game in Atlanta like Seattle did. They really believed that.
Boy, they're like American trash right now.
but we learned from that.
Going through the airport was awful. That's all I can say. We're dealing with them Cowboys. I ain't never seen that many people crying and moping. Boy, they look like somebody stole their cookies.
Boss didn't even want
Larry on that one.
My boss didn't even want to talk to me, man. He just looked at me and like, all right.
Was he talking before?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. But that Monday, he was like, all I cared was rise up and just walk away. I ain't want to give him smoke.
Hey man, we gotta try to remain humble. You know, like we haven't really did nothing yet. We trying to. It's a good spot to be in right now, but I'm trying to remain humble because I don't want to get thrown back in my face a couple weeks from now. So let's go.
Yeah.
You know what?
They get the museum fire.
I know. He gonna there you go.
No, I'm just gonna say it like this. The thing is, when has any other fan base been humble with us?
No one.
Division?
I'm saying
no.
I know what you're saying, but I'm asking, who have we ever seen in our fan base? I mean, not in our fan base, but in our division, when they are literally on top. When have we ever seen anybody humble?
Oh, you hear 28-3. 28-3. 28-3.
Exactly.
28-3.
But now they want to use injuries as an excuse.
Man, nope. Bump your couch. No, I don't care.
Hey, he said bump the couch. Hey, Smitty, you there, man?
Yeah, I'm still, man.
Yeah, you
okay, I'm making sure you know you looking like Houdini.
Hey, man, I'm talking to Arthur Blank right quick, man.
Oh,
hey, yeah, gotta get the Super Bowl prep ready.
Okay, talking to Arthur. Well, tell Arthur, hopefully we get us a pass rush this offseason.
Oh no, that's gonna be the number one priority.
The first thing on the docket.
I promise you that.
We need more than that.
Honestly,
everybody keep talking about the pass rush.
I don't think it is because honestly, I think the offensive line going to be priority next year.
I'm telling you what and I'm gonna tell you just like I said the other day on your show, Smith. What we need a true zero technique. We need a big boy that can control that front. Because if we got a big guy that can control that front, you're not pushing the pocket. You're not running on that 3-4 that easy when you got a guy that's got the meat fat on the back of his arm like the lady at the church mixing the collard greens, or he got the belly in the barrel. It's just what it is. You can't do nothing with that. That's 330 plus right there. What you gonna do with that? That's a Coke machine with legs.
That's literally what it is.
They actually had a chance at that this past draft. But they passed up on for a more athletic guy.
They did.
So it is what it is. But they'll get it right, man. Trust me, they will.
Well, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing started real quick. We're gonna talk about the biggest thing that we can talk about at this point. is the injuries that we have. Troy Anderson's coming back. He was practicing today.
Thank
No
God.
limitations.
That's
Kyle
great.
Pitts is still
Yeah.
limited at this point. You have Drake London with that hip pointer. He's day to day. Grady Jarrett with the Achilles day to day. And then you have outside linebacker James Smith Williams with the tibia. And then you got Chris Lindstrom with his knee at this point. So right now it's day to day. Yes, this is a critical game for us to wrap up the division. But I'm going to say this. I'm not tripping about these guys being out of this game because we're going to need them in the arduous games. When you talk about going against Minnesota, when you talk about going against the Chargers, when you're talking about going against teams that are going to challenge us later on down the line.
Commanders.
So for me, I'm okay with letting some of these other guys get reps because guess what? We got to build depth. That's something that we've been talking about for the longest. We've got to get our depth together. How do you guys feel? And we got 2 minutes apiece on this. I'm not going to stay on this too much. How do y'all feel about the depth with this team and what we could do with this depth?
Well, I feel like the depth on this team is decent, but it could always be better. Like I said, injuries are a part of the game. I continue to keep saying that week in and week out when we touch on injuries. So I think it's good to learn how to play with the injuries and learn how to play when the guys are healthy and when the guys are not healthy because that's going to bode well for us when we do hit the playoffs, when guys go down and have to come in on a short notice and come in and have to step up and perform at high level for us to win and continue to move on in the playoffs. So, like I say, I think it's good that you have some injuries so these guys can show that, hey, man, we got a solid team. We built a great team foundation together, not just we're just going off of 1 or 2 players that we need out there. So I don't want a boatload of injuries, but a few injuries here and there are good to have because you have to have quality depth. I think we've done that, but I think this pass rush thing is the only thing that just really just the stickler for me right now. And maybe receivers, we have a couple of injuries going down. But other than that, I think we have decent depth for us across the league wide. Maybe we could have some more offensive linemen, but who can't have enough offensive linemen? So other than that, that's all I have to say. I don't want to stay on the topic too long. Go ahead, moving forward.
Smitty?
As far as depth, man, I think we'll be fine in certain positions, but again, we got to start looking at the free agent why you're possibly. A guy just became available. We talked about making a deal at the line for a pass rusher. I've been talking about Young for the last 2-3 years, and now you could get him for a nice price to finish out the season here. So that could be a pass rush option. The linebacker position, I would love to see Rashawn Evans get some snaps. Nate Landman had disappointed me the last couple of weeks with his coverage. We all know he's a 4-3 linebacker, not a 3-4 guy. But as far as depth at other positions, like you said, with the defensive line in the middle, Eddie Goldman is here, hit and miss sometimes. But I think scheme-wise, they'll figure it out because the last 2 weeks seems like they're getting a little bit more and more pressure on the quarterback. So I think the depth can turn it around with what we have on defense. Offense, I'm not worried about.
Yeah, I agree with Smitty. I think we got some quality depth in certain areas on this team, offensively and defensively. But we're always ready to improve. But I just think if we have to get Grady out, if we have to get out Drake London, I'm okay with that. Especially when we got the bye coming up, that give them extra time to get prepared for the other long stretch that we got on the back end of our season, especially with Minnesota, the Chargers, the Commanders, and of that nature. So yeah, I'd rather have them boys ready to go so we can make a playoff run. So yeah, I think our depth is pretty good, but like I said, there's always room to improve.
Yeah, always room to.
And I just think when you talk about the room to improve, my whole thing is, and I've been preaching it. Everybody's saying edge rusher. I want that zero technique. I don't know. Somebody knocking on my door, man. Hold up. We got folks knocking on the door. Hey, man, stop knocking on my damn door like you the police. Oh, that's our cousin Larry in the building, man. What's up? Larry, Larry looking like a darn federale with that darn skull cap on today, man. Knocking on the door like the police.
Got that piece of A-time.
Hey,
Larry.
Yes, sir.
Larry, what's good, man?
You like it? I love it. Let's go.
He got that beating on. You might have to pat him down at the door. I'm just saying.
Listen. He one of the ones that I don't mind. See, he put the Kool-Aid back in the refrigerator and closed the door. Unlike some of the hooligans that's done been up in this crib. Larry, all right with me.
All right, man.
We appreciate that.
Thank you for having me in, as always. Everybody in the chat, make sure you smash that like button. Don't be that dude. Please go ahead and help us get in the algorithm, all that good stuff. Help all our channels grow.
So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this, man. Atlanta versus the Aints. The Falcons can stamp the division with a W this Sunday. However, it is a trap game because if you're paying attention to this, there are a lot of guys coming off an injured reserve just to play in this game. Now these guys been sitting for 2 to 3 weeks. Wouldn't even step on the practice field. And now you're seeing New Orleans starting to get their depth back now at this point. How do you feel Atlanta has to go into this game? We know what they have to do, but what does the mindset need to be in this game? Because we already had a letdown with Seattle when we were supposed to take that one. How do y'all feel that this is supposed to go? I'm going to let Larry go first, and then I'm going to pass it on around Graybeard, Smitty, and then K-Dub.
Well, first of all, we need to have a great game plan coming into here. We got to account for Taysom Hill because, I mean, if we want to keep it a bean, they were winning the game when he was in there, and we could not stop them when he was in there. So we need to put some more focus on stopping Taysom Hill, stopping Alvin Kamara, and getting after the quarterback by any means necessary. If you got to scheme it up, then scheme it up. But don't fall into no traps. You know what I'm saying? You need to walk in their trap, take over their trap, not fall into a trap. You feel me? So I need us to come out quick and fast, offensively and defensively, in the first quarter, just to let them know, nah, we're not even giving y'all no kind of hope. We literally are just coming in at, walking your trap and take over your trap and get up out of here because we got to go to Denver next. So we got back-to-back road games. We got to handle this, get through it. Some people can rest. I mean, we need to be blowing them out by the third quarter. That's just my feeling. You know what I'm saying? Return the favor what they did to us the last game of the season. How about that? How about it?
Great, man.
I agree with everything Dick said, man. Payback is a mug to me. We have not forgotten. We haven't forgot what happened. So, I mean, to piggyback what Larry was talking about with Taysom Hill, you already know when he's going to come in the ball game. You already know what they're going to do. Hopefully Jimmy Lake watched enough film to realize when he get into the game, he either going to go out for a pass or run. Rarely he'll drop back every now and then and let Derek Carr completely out of the football game. But you already know about the Taysom Hill effect. And like what Larry was saying once again, man, we need to start fast. Start fast. Hit them in the face early with a haymaker. See how they're going to respond. I'm talking about do a little bit of hurt, do a little tempo. See how they respond to that. They already know we're going to run the football. But try to catch them off guard and do a little tempo. Get them out of their rhythm as well. And defensively, hopefully Jimmy Lake realized that Derek Carr going to give you 1 or 2. You just got to get enough pressure to do something.
Agreed. Everybody right on point because that's exactly where I was going with that RPO. With Taysom Hill, that's their bread and butter when they play the Falcons. So what the Falcons have to do is stack the box. That may be hard, but you got to remember also Alvin Kamara coming off a game 215 yards from scrimmage last week. So he was doing his thing in Carolina. So stopping the run going to be key. You got to make Derek Carr beat you. And if you make them one-dimensional, I think he makes the crucial mistakes that's going to cost them the game. So stop that run, make Derek Carr beat you, and that's going to be the thing to do with defense. On offense, I think you got to take advantage of Marshawn Lattimore being gone. And what I mean by that, you got to line Kyle Pitts up on the outside, Darnell Mooney, let him attack the middle of the field. Use that vertical speed because they don't have anyone that can check him. You got to think of Debo; he's out for the year, so their secondary is banged up. So you got to take advantage of that. So offensively, this should be Kirk Cousins' next 3 touchdown game. So that's how I think they have to come out and attack them on both sides of the ball.
Okay, Doug.
Well, yeah, like everybody approached it in a great manner, man. Touch on and piggyback off of what all the other guys said off the panel, man. You got to come out, start fast, get up on these guys early. Don't give them no hope. Just what Larry was saying, to piggyback off that. Then also what Smitty was talking about, I mean, taking advantage of that secondary, getting deep. I mean, like I said, without Lattimore back there, that was their best cover corner. I can't even believe they traded him, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's the Aints. I mean, whatever. I mean, so I just feel like we got a swag like no other right now, and we play even better on the road. You know, we play great at home, which is I'm so happy because I was in there, and we ain't won when I was in the building in a long time. So,
so it's been your fault, K-Dot?
You said what? I ain't gonna say it was my fault, but they won finally when I was
Hold up. Now, see, you got on me for getting on Graybeard earlier. Now you gonna come in here starting some mess.
I know. I'm just messing with.
You cold blooded.
That came out of nowhere.
He came in here telling me don't do Graybeard like that.
No, but see, you were the good luck going to the Cowboy game, Ryan.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Hey,
but you know what though? It wasn't just me.
The case may be.
It was 3 of us that went.
Okay, that's
myself, K-Dub, and Turbo. We all sat in 3 different sections of the stadium.
Okay,
yeah.
That probably was.
So I think that might have, you know, we put a little something on it, man.
I don't know, man, but I'm just happy that they got it done. I just, like I said, we play better on the road. I'm gonna stick to that. So we're on the road. We're gonna, like you said, I think he just like taking over trap. Like to piggyback off Larry said, we want to go in there, take it over, and get up out of there because you know they get rowdy down there in the booth. So you're gonna get in there, take care, and like I say, we got this thing wrapped up, man. We confident. We got the right man leading the ship and leading the way. I love our coordinators. I just pray they don't get snatched away and get hired away before they can stay in Atlanta long enough, because you know the league will come poach you. So
I don't think Jim Lake going nowhere for a while.
I mean, you know, you can say that, and he'd be the first one to get hired. You never know.
Nah, I doubt that. Father,
hey, I'm telling you right now, I don't think Jimmy Lake going nowhere. You would have sit there and talk about it. Jimmy Lake, ain't nobody going for him real quick. See, StreamYard ain't the StreamYardish, but I'm still going to be historian-ish right now. So I'm going to say one positive thing, but you know I'm finna be the wet blanket today. I don't give a damn.
Here we go.
Y'all know it's coming.
So
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna step out and try to get back in and make sure this camera's working. But the one player that I like to see get involved this week, you got to get Kadero Hodge involved in this passing game this week. You have to. If Drake is not in, you got Mooney. Mooney's gonna get doubled. Yeah. Ray McLeod has to be used as well, but he has to hold on to the football. That's his only issue. He got to hold on to the football. But Kadero Hodge, I believe he's earned himself some reps. That's just me. From special teams this year, and then also stepping in one of the most crucial games and catching the pass and sealing the deal for the Falcons. So for me, my thing is get Kadero Hodge involved in this game. The kid, you know, it's just one of those things, man. You have to get him in. And if you can, get Casey Washington in a little bit. Get some of these young guys in, because think about it. Pitts is hurt right now. Drake is hurt right now. You got to start getting these guys in. We need to see a little bit of Brandon Darlis this week.
Yeah,
I still don't think that's going to happen.
I agree with you on that, Smitty, but here's the thing. At least give him packages from the playbook that he knows.
Right.
At least let him get his feet wet.
And he
That's
knows
just
it.
me.
This is the crazy thing about that, though. He knows the defense back and forth. It's just something that's not clicking because he played under Jimmy Lake in Washington. So he
But
knows.
that's not an all Jimmy Lake defense, though. That's a Raheem Morris defense, and he's
Yeah,
still
but
learning it, bro.
yeah, but if Jimmy Lake was his coach, he should be able to help him transition into playing in
translate
this
that
defense.
better.
Yeah, you
So,
got
Especially
yeah,
coming to
coach.
terminology.
Hey, right. If he can help him transition into this defense, I think it's no problem because they actually need Doris on this line.
They
We
Because
need
really
everybody.
you
We
know,
need all hands on deck.
with Aurora out with an injury, you got to have depth, and we just talked about depth. He's going to be that key
My
piece.
thing, this is what comes with the love for all the coordinators that was just mentioned. I don't love the fact that my defensive coordinator is not rotating and giving a guy snaps. At this point, the way that the season is 17 games in the regular season. You've got to at least give the young guys at least 6 or 7 snaps a game. I'm saying if you're not going to start
when
6 or 7 snaps, it's not going to kill them.
That's what I'm saying. We got to get this guy
agree.
some reps. I'm all with you on that. We got to
And
get these guys reps.
And here's the other thing that we're all not talking about. DeMarco Hellams is still in the building. Hellams is coming back. It's not now. It's going to be in the second half of the season where he comes back, and it's going to be a little bit later. So for me, I'm looking at it like this. Hey, Jimmy Lake, I need you to go ahead. The way that you were able to figure out how to get 3 sacks off of a bad Cowboys team, I need you to build off of that. I need you to use that momentum, that positive momentum, and start using this towards the young guys that you have on this team and start putting them in positions to build confidence for them to make plays. So when we do get to the playoffs or when we do get to hard games, we need to have guys mentally ready to make plays.
I'm glad you used that word. I'm glad you used that mental word. The way they've been playing this season, man, and how they've been rotating, it lets me know that Jerry Gray hands are tied to a certain extent. Because you talk about a guy who's been in the league 30 years coaching. Some of these problems that we've had on the defensive line, as far as technique, as far as learning the scheme, Jerry Gray would have snapped those guys out of it, I think. Because a guy that's been around as long as he have, it's easier for him, like y'all said, to translate the scheme and translate how things are supposed to be ran. And I have no problem with, the way they run things. But if he's the assistant coach, you got to let him step in and help this defense at some point. Just like when Hellams comes back, like you talked about, they need to have Hellams in that box to help against the run, especially since they're struggling, to help get out to the quarterback since they're struggling to get sacks. Yeah. We seen this in Buffalo with Nate Clemens and Ryan. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
He used Nate Clemens
he had Lawyer Malloy up in Buffalo before we got him in Atlanta, folks.
Right, and he was getting out to the quarterback too. So, so you got to let Jerry Gray dabble in this just a little bit, man, to make this defense just a little bit more aggressive because Jerry Gray has taught aggressive defense his whole career.
And it's not just teaching it. This is something, and people going to get mad when I say it, but to
say
hell
it with
with
your
it.
chest.
Jerry Gray was a former first-round pick. The man was a Pro Bowler. The man was a menace at corner. One of the best blitzing corners, and pretty much what you want A.J. Terrell to be, that was what Jerry Gray was when he played. Understand that. Please go back to his days when he played with the Rams. He had Kevin Green on that defensive line coming off that linebacker spot before Kevin Green went to the Steelers. He had Leroy Irvin on the side, who was another hell of a cornerback that was playing there. Let's go back to his Oiler days when he had Clyde Simmons on that defensive line. He had freaking Bubba McDowell and Chris Dishman and those guys in that secondary with him. This man literally played with great defenses. I'm sorry, Raheem Morris. I'm going to trash you right now, my boy. Guess what? You're a novice compared to this man. You don't know what it's like to put on the helmet and shoulder pads at that level. Neither do I. The man was an All-American at Texas. You did your thing at Columbia, but the man was all Big 8 back in the day. The man was all Big 8. The man was a first-round pick. The man was an All-American all 4 years. What can you tell this dude? He's in the College Football Hall of Fame, sir, and eventually possibly could be in the NFL Hall of Fame because of the players that he's put into the Hall of Fame. Hell, we can talk about it. The man had Pac-Man Jones in his prime and had Pac-Man balling, had Lawyer Malloy balling. I mean, had Darrell Reeves balling at one point in his career. So when you look at it, this man has a pedigree. Raheem Morris, your pedigree ain't touching that dude. So in other words, put your ass to the side along with your pride and let this man cook. Jimmy Lake is just as much of a novice as you. You walked into a defense with Wade Phillips built in LA. You walked into a defense that was made. All you had to do was just roll the ball out there. Hey, I just need you to go over here and do this. And then you traded for a Jalen Ramsey. So again, you have never built the defense. You have never built the defense, dog. You walked into every situation, even going into your Tampa days. I like that you're winning right now, but we need you to start listening to the man that's got the wisdom on your defense, please. Because it's a sad thing that we can't stop the run. Go ahead, Larry.
And before he go, man, I'm gonna blame Terry Fontenot to a certain extent, because as I've said, you got a young defense, and you bring in veterans. Why not bring in a veteran defensive coordinator to get these guys going? I mean, it's okay. It's okay to get your buddy started. It's okay to look out for the next man. But some things are just common sense. If you have veterans that you're bringing in that know the game, bring somebody in that can teach the game and help them young guys. You don't do it the complete opposite way. It was just a mistake, I think. But that's just my personal opinion.
No, we had one. His name was Steve Wilkes.
What you got, Larry? Larry had his hand up.
Yeah. Great point, guys. The only thing I'll say is we don't know who's actually making the halftime adjustments. Because I will say, coming into the game, it seemed like we're kind of lost on our game plan. But halftime adjustments, I don't know if it's Coach Gray is doing that or if Raheem is interjecting. That's really the key, because second half, outside of maybe one game, second half adjustments have been great for this team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be honest. Now, I mean, giving up points, being but don't break, getting turnovers, stuff like that. But overall, I do agree. We come into games, especially the Tampa game, coming into that game like we didn't know what they were going to do. That was like blatant. Like, we didn't know that they were going to come in and run the ball and play action to their tight end, because that's the best wide receiver they had, the best pass catcher they had. It was like we were clueless. Now, second half, we adjusted. You know what I'm saying? But again, I don't know who's coming up with the game plan initially and who's talking with them at halftime, but I will give them some kind of grace that halftime adjustments are being made. I don't know by who. I don't know if it's collaborative or if Jimmy's looking at what's going on and saying, okay, we're going to do it like this now. But either way, I think all of us just want to come out with a sounder plan from the door. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with Smitty too. Like, normally when you assembling a staff, you'll get one hot shot, you know what I'm saying, new creative coordinator, either offensive, defensive. The other coordinators be those grizzled veterans that's been on winning teams before, that know how to get guys ready, you know what I'm saying, and prepared the right way. So having both our coordinators being rookies has probably been our biggest weakness, to be honest. They filling it out also. I mean, it is what it is. The good thing is we're learning while winning instead of learning by losing.
I mean, I'm good with learning by winning, Larry, but here's the thing. This is what no one's talking about, and I'm gonna preach it. Yeah, I'm coming off as a wet blanket, but I'll do that. Hey, somebody's got to be the bad guy, and I don't mind doing it. But here's the thing. You can't win football games if you cannot control the line of scrimmage.
No, you
that
can't.
Is basic. That's basic fundamentals. You can go, y'all can, and it's a historical fact. you can go back to the rugby days before we had the NFL. You can go back to the All-American Football Conference. You can go back to the All-American Football Union. You could go back to anywhere. If you cannot control the line of scrimmage, period, you will not win football games.
Well, I agree.
And
100%.
guess what? The way that you set the tone, second half adjustments are great. But guess what? If you're already establishing your dominance early with stopping the run, you hamstring them to play one-dimensional in the second half. You take away a lot of what they can do. Because guess what? If our offense is clicking on all cylinders and they can't run the ball, guess what? We hamstring them. They got to play from behind. And if they're playing from behind, 9 times out of 10, they're going to make a mistake. And the one thing our defense is very good at, we will capitalize on a mistake. That is something that Atlanta has shown this year and has been amazing with. And I got to give my defense that, even with being literally dead last in sacks.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Larry.
No, what I'm thinking is, guys, with the vanilla coverage we've been running, especially in the first half, I almost feel like Jimmy, his front seven can't get there. That's what it feels like to me, man. Like, the more I look at it, I'm like, why is he playing this? Why are we not, trying to, get better situations instead of giving up 5 yards of chunks on first down draw play? And the only thing I can say is, man, I think I think David Aminata and Big Grady have taken a step back and regressed skill-wise, man. Like, we're not dominating the trenches like that. And I feel like the vanilla defenses that we're running is trying to keep people from getting quick strikes, because all our sacks have been basically cover sack, the little bit of sacks we got.
Larry, it's a lot more. So with that scheme that they run, that 3-4 that we run a lot of nickel too. So we run a lot of nickel. Yeah. But the thing that they're doing is more of what we would call grass lane assignments. That's what we call it. Not gap assignment, grass lane assignment.
I know what you're talking
about. No, I'm making sure, because I know some of the fans on here don't understand that term.
Well, explain it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna explain it for them. So what we mean by the grass lane assignment is we're teaching you areas to cover and not your gaps that you're actually supposed to cover.
Exactly.
And you're seeing a lot of the deficiencies when it comes to that. So it's really stifling, as Larry is saying, just to make his point. It's really stifling the guys who were eating last year running the 4-3, because Onyemata is literally a 4-3 down lineman. Grady is a 4-3 down lineman. Here's my thing: if we're going to run this defense, go back and go get Calais Campbell. At some point, you should have. If you were going to do anything in free, you should have just got Calais Campbell and pay, he should have never been let go. You should have just paid him the money.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that one out.
Well, that's an easy answer though. They thought Zach Harrison was going to take that spot.
But Zach right now has all the physical tools in the world. But the problem is, and I'm not even going to call him lazy, it's the fact that he's been put in positions to where if you look at him, when he's in a 4-3, he eats. But in this defense, he looks pedestrian. He looks pedestrian.
He look out of play.
But here's the thing: we don't have the horses to run this type of defense, and we have 4-3 packages. We have it, but that pride, as I said, has to be put aside before the fall comes. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to humble yourself. You know what? Maybe I made a mistake running the 3-4 with these guys. We can run certain sets with it, but maybe we need to go back to putting 4 guys down in front and going head up and letting you guys go hunt. Maybe, it's nothing. It's okay with saying you're wrong, but I feel like, and this is just me personally, and this has nothing to do with any of the panel up here. This is Ryan, the historian, is saying this. I believe Raheem Morris, and this is that jersey in it. If you live up here up north, you already know these people are too prideful to say they wrong and they messed up. Yep. They'll find any other way to say something. And in this sense, Raheem Morris, you gotta humble yourself, man. I know you're a Jersey guy. Take that Jersey hat off for a second, humble yourself, say you messed up on it, so the fans will keep off of you, even though you win and you got some heat on you right now. And then, hey, it'll make you look even. It'll make you more. How would they say it? It would make you more lovable to the fan base because they see that you're a humble dude. Yeah. And they will literally ride for you if you would actually do that. It's no problem with that. Because guess
you
what?
saying he need a Marcellus Wallace conversation. You hear that? You hear that? That's pride. F pride.
But all I'm gonna say is this, man. Before I bring the next cat up in here, he slid in here. But all I'm saying is this: pride comes before the fall. Yeah, I'm quoting scripture. You know, I'm like Peter. If there's anybody that know I read my Bible, I believe in the Lord. Whoever you believe in, I'm not putting what I believe in on you. But I'm like Peter. I'm the one that's gonna go hard or whatever when I believe in something. But at the same time, I'm one of the ones that you ain't gonna cross, and I'm gonna pray for you at the same time right after I do what I need to do, just like Peter in the Bible. So my thing is, I'm gonna stand on my principle, and I'm gonna keep going at this until something happens, because I don't want to see the man lose his job. You know what I'm saying? Because he's already helping us win a division right now. That's something that we haven't had in years. So that's something that we need right now. We don't need him to lose his job. We need this brother to be here so we can make sure that we have more wins and possibly him bringing us a Super Bowl. But the way that you're going to bring that to us is through honesty. You got to be honest with yourself at this point. But
and Ryan, before you go on, I'm going to tell you the perfect player that would fit in this system, the type player that they need.
Who you got?
One of my favorite defenses to talk about is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They need a Casey Hampton type nose tackle on this defense. If they can get a Casey Hampton type nose tackle on this defense, we won't be having this conversation for the next 5 years.
But Smitty, me and you were the only ones who was saying we need a zero technique. Everybody's no. We got Grady, we got Anya. We're like, no, you got to understand, those are not true zero techniques. We've been saying this since the beginning of the season. We've been saying this, and that was why I was against running the 3-4.
Right. Everybody
that gap and a half, man.
And everybody was saying I was optimistic, but I'm like, dog, this is what happens when you play in a system that played in that system, and you know what it's like. If you played on any level, you know you got to have somebody that's just is a plug. He ain't moving.
And that plug also helps those linebackers. That plug also helps those safeties, those linebackers.
Thank you.
That's why the zone blitz works so well in Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna tell you this here. I didn't have a problem when I played semi-pro. I didn't have a problem with giving up my cornbread to my dog on defensive tackle, because guess what? He kept the center off of me, and he kept the tackle. Ask Coach McGriff next time he come up in here.
Old big junior.
Coach McGriff will tell you that we were at Ryan's Steakhouse, because they still got him. It was around South Georgia. We were playing, and my D tackle looked at me. He said, "You want me to keep somebody off of you today, right?" I said, "Man," because I got the last piece of cornbread. I said, "Man, you really?" I said, "You can have half." He said, "Okay." He said, "I'll block for you for one half of the game." I said, "You know what?" I'm just gonna go ahead and slide it to you, big dog. I said, "So that means I get the piece." But he traded me for his steak, though. He traded me for his steak, though, because he got the last hot steak off the grill. So it was an even trade. But
sacrifice that cornbread, man.
Hey man, look who done slid up in here. We got A1 in the building. Chris, what's up?
Chris, what's good, family, man? I had to knock at the side though, man. You know, had to come in through the side though.
Man, you ain't come in through the side though, man. You came in through the back porch. You know that door always open.
Yeah, man.
But guess what though? You already know where you come in. You come in through that door or whatnot. You know it's something sitting on the desk or whatever. So ain't nobody just sliding in here now.
Okay, what you got on the desk, man?
Hey man, we'll let the intruders find out. We ain't gonna put it out
Oh
there.
man, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
G14 classified.
G14 classified.
So let's call a spade, fellas. Now I'm gonna let Chris start this one off, and I'm just gonna, like I said, everybody we can get a minute apiece on this one because we got a few topics. Terry Fontenot, makes no trades during the trade deadline. How much heat does he deserve? And does the trade deadline negligence haunt the Falcons in the postseason coming up? Possibly. I'm gonna let my guys at the bottom, A1, Larry, and Glenn. I want y'all to talk about about the heat Terry possibly could have on him right now. And all of us at the top, myself, K-Dub, and Smitty, we'll talk about the negligence possibly haunting us in the playoffs. So go ahead and start this one off. Everybody got a minute and a half apiece on this one.
Man, I know this is a tough topic, honestly, man. I mean, not making a move at the trade deadline. I know we all wanted something to happen. You know, we all wanted something to happen. But just to be real, guys, Terry, you got to know. Well, first of all, you got to know when to go all in, and you got to know when to hold and stay pat. You got to hold what you got. I believe that's what Terry was at, and I just believe that the deals wasn't making sense to Terry, and that's why he didn't go and just pull the trigger. Do we need pass rush? Heck yeah, I want pass rush yesterday and twice on Sundays. But I'm just saying, guys, we can't mortgage, in the future for what we might have for Michael Penix. We had mortgage the future for what we may have for next year, because at the end of the season, we have guys on 1-year deals, guys who are on prove-it deals who possibly won't be with this team. I believe it's going to be a different turnover next year, so that's something else you got to think about. You got guys like Kyle Pitts, coming up. You have to see what you're going to do with Judon, what you're going to do with Simmons. It's just other things you have to think about, and I think that's where Terry was coming from. I think as far as like with him thinking about the extension, he's figuring his previous moves, which even though some are questionable to the fan base, a lot of them were pretty much, stamped. It's just like the salary cap, to make the different moves to get some of these offensive players, to get Kirk Cousins, even to make the trade for Judon and to get Simmons in here. He still has made some moves. I think he's going to hang his hat on his previous experiences to help him get that extension, and also believing in the coaching staff and what they're saying about the guys' progression in the right direction.
Agreed. Great point.
Agreed. Good point.
Yep.
Good points. Good points.
So, Larry, what you?
I'm of two halves. Being probably watching the Falcons since 1980. Situations where you feel like you have a legitimate chance to at least make it to the NFC Championship game.
Right.
Whatever happens there, what happens, come few and far between for the Atlanta Falcons franchise. I know people are worried about the future. I know people worry about what spots are we going to have to fill. But I'm sorry, man. My gut just tell me, if we don't take advantage of we don't take advantage of the situation that we have right now, who knows if we're going to get back to it, because Kirk Cousins is doing everything that we wanted him to do. Even
That's
without
true.
a pass rush, we are 6-3. If we had anyone who could command a double team, who could attack the quarterback and put him on the ground, how much better would our secondary be? A lot of people feel that we're not good enough to be one player away. Not Ojolari. No, that wouldn't do anything. But if you get a Myles Garrett or Max Crosby, that will change the fortunes of your team. Period. Point blank. There is no one in the draft that my eye spies that's going to be better than Myles Garrett or Max Crosby for the next 2 years.
No.
And if those guys got 2 or 3 years left on their contract, and you're sitting here with a 6-3 record, and the NFC is wide open, I don't know, man. I just felt like it was a missed opportunity personally, but I understand the other side. I just feel like I don't want to sitting back 5 years from now thinking, man, you know when we had Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, I feel that though, Larry. I do.
Larry,
we should have.
Larry, just think about what Coach Brent just said in the chat.
Oh,
Coach Brent literally just said, I'm gonna bring it back up. He said, while you were saying this, he said NFL is all about Windows time. But look, but here's the second comment that he put out. Look how quick I was closed in 2017.
Exactly what I'm talking about, bro.
Think about it. We had
y'all not wrong.
Think about
y'all
it.
Are not wrong.
I'm not thinking about
20. No, I'm just saying.
A lot
I'm just using this as an example.
Michael Penix and stuff like that.
No.
Until people bring them up, no. What? It's not anybody on the panel. I'm just saying, like, me personally, I never think about Michael Penix until some other fan brings them up in the stream or doing casual talk or whatever. I don't think about
Same here
because he's not playing and it's not affecting anything. I don't even think about when we didn't get a draft pick for him. I think that okay, we went for Judon and it's not paying dividends, but we still did another. One person on one side ain't gonna unless they are a difference maker like a TJ Watt, like a Myles Garrett. You know what I'm saying? Like a Max Crosby that can actually change the Nick Bosa, Aaron Donald. You running this before because you had Aaron Donald in the middle of it. That's different than running it. No shots at Big Grady, no shots at David Aminata. But that's a totally different monster. Probably top 3 defensive linemen of all time. So again, if you have a opportunity to get a force multiplier and you're gonna keep him, hell with them picks.
I can't say that, Will, because at the end of the day, no. Will was saying about DeMarco Hellams being hurt. I can't say that because here's the thing: if DeMarco Hellams doesn't get hurt, then Richie Grant is gone. Mm-hmm. He was on his way out the door. That was the only reason why he's still here is because Hellams stayed. Justin Simmons was going to come here regardless. They were already going to bring a veteran here because they needed to match a veteran with my guy Bankhead Bates. I got both of them back behind me. So my thing is this: Trice wasn't going to start right off the bat. He was going to get playing time.
Joe Carter was gone though. Anyway. I think Joe Carter was going to be gone though.
Yeah, Joe Carter was going to be out the door. It wasn't going to be. Judon was going to come regardless. They were going to usher Zoe Carter out the door.
Right on out the door.
Either way, all I'm going to say is this. When we look at the moves that were made, those were calculated moves with the money that we had. Terry is pretty much trying to keep money in his pocket right now because he's thinking if something happens a little further down the line, I possibly could pay somebody some money who need a job, a guy that could possibly come in off the street and play. He might be thinking like this. We might be pissed off about him not making moves, but this is what I'm kind of looking. This is why I say Terry Fontenot literally spend money like he in the Durham projects in the 9th Ward, where he being in New Orleans, where he from. That's how he spend money. He got
He bringing a bag of pennies in a Crown Royal bag. Count them out.
Hey, don't forget. Wait a minute. Don't forget about the food stamp book. He ain't had a card back in the day. He had the food stamp book.
We don't know the prices of what people are asking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Stuff. Like Ojolari, like guys like that.
I'm not giving up no second rounder.
That's
why
you're 2-7 and you're going nowhere fast.
Exactly.
That wasn't going to happen.
You're gonna lose them for nothing if you don't trade them.
That's why
we still may give
a second rounder.
So that was my whole. That was gonna be my whole bill. About the whole situation with Terry Fontenot. How much were they asking for in that negotiation? Because we look at the Marcus Lattimore trade. You know how much Washington Commander gave up?
3 picks.
But
they gave 3 picks, but it was a 3rd, a 5th, and a 6th.
And then they turn around and got to take on the contract.
But Washington got a lot of equity to give
Oh
up.
yeah. Oh yeah.
They did,
Yeah, they do.
but
They
they
had a lot,
still do.
and they were and think about it. They were already loaded before Dan Quinn got there. They were loaded with what's old boy's name is Ron Rivera. They were loaded with him there. They
Once-
had a
That team.
defense. The defense
Yeah,
was
like-
never the problem.
For the low level guys, like Chris was saying, I agree. Like I'm not
Yeah.
selling my soul to try to
So-
get Ojolari or you know what I'm saying, or the guy
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans. I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
Them
that
guys
was
are going.
Nice
that was
Those
my
teams
trade.
going nowhere fast.
But
I'm not
I was
going to
just
help you
saying
get
for the
rich.
big game changing dude.
Yeah,
That's what I was talking.
I think Richard had brought it up in the comment section. Like, I think if they could have scored big on those big name guys like Garrett and Crosby, they would probably, like I said, jump the gun on that. But
Yeah.
with these low level guys, man, Terry, like, man, I'm not. Yeah,
Terry
we
not
gonna
finna
keep
give
going.
up. Terry not finna give up no picks for no guys that are went like. I like Aziz because he's a dog, but I'm gonna tell you this here: living up here in the Northeast and having to see him, that boy is always. He's like Saquon Barkley. He one hit away from a hospital bed because he spent more time in the ER than he did in the freaking locker room and on the field. Period.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
we need
getting
help.
to the next topic, fellas, for the top row, because we got the bottom row covered.
Yes, sir.
Trade deadline negligence, minute and a half. I'm gonna start with Smitty, K-Dub, and myself. The trade deadline negligence. Do you believe it can hurt us later in the postseason?
I don't think it'll hurt us because as I'm looking at the free agents right now, you still have Justin Houston on the market. Yannick Ngakoue, he just got cut. So you can bring those guys in for pennies on the dollar to get production out of them. So the negligence, it sounds like it hurts. But again, we thinking about the future. He said, I'm not going to mortgage the future just for a playoff run. We're going to run this season out with what we got and then see what we have after this season over. Then I might spend, a little bit of money on them food stamps. But right now,
See what you got.
if you won 6 games, I mean, why panic? And they just showed you last week. We can figure this out. We can find the right rotation. Maybe we can bring in Malone. Like I said, blitz those defensive backs. We can do something to get pressure on the quarterback, force turnovers, and keep winning football games. And you got to think, and people don't want to hear it. I don't care. You got to think about the future on your mother, Grady, who's long in the tooth. These are the type of decisions you're going to make. Only $4 million dead cap next year for Grady. What if you cut him? Nobody picks him up. You bring him back at a cheaper price. So, I mean, it's moves to be made. It's moves to be made. But you just can't. I know windows are small in the NFL, but you got to make the right moves at the right time, especially with a lot of young players that you have. And you got to think, Braylon Trice will be back next year. That's one edge rusher that you will have on the books at a cheap price on a rookie contract.
Will he be at the beginning of the season, though? Anybody know his timetable?
I think he'll be back by
he'll
training.
be back at the beginning of the season next year.
He'll be back by training.
Yeah, he got hurt. He got
hurt really early
because I know that Smith Strider and Ronald Cunha, they already came out and said they're not going to be back at the beginning. Of the season. I never thought they was anyway, but Alex and Thopper confirmed it. That's why I asked. That's all.
Yeah, it just really depends on how your body heals, man.
everybody.
That's a different type person, man. He just
Hey, Smitty, I'm gonna comment on what you just said, and then I'm gonna let K-Dub go, and then I gotta go because we got to get through this topic. So, so just to touch on what you were saying about getting rid of guys at the right time and bringing in guys. The perfect example of that is the 49ers of the 80s with Bill Walsh.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Walsh did not keep a player. And I mean, it was guys that when Bill Walsh died, it was guys that still had rifts with him because he cut them before they got old. He cut them when they were still in their prime and brought in young guys. Because think about it. He had a Hall of Fame defensive tackle that he traded for, and Fred Dean. And Fred Dean was a monster. Ronnie Lott was afraid of Fred Dean. That should tell you something.
Right.
So when Fred Dean was getting close to the end of his time, Charles Haley was drafted.
Yep.
You had Keenan Turner that was drafted when Hacksaw Reynolds. I know Brant smiling his ass off right now because he heard me use an old Tennessee linebacker, Mr. Hacksaw Reynolds. When you look at it, Bill Walsh got rid of Dwight Clark, the man who made the catch, for Jerry Rice.
Right.
And then you get rid of Freddie Solomon for John Taylor. So, and then you bring in Steve Young to replace Joe Montana.
He wanted to get rid of Joe Montana before he got hurt.
They didn't want to get rid of him.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing that kept Joe there.
Eddie DeBartolo.
After that back injury was he won that Super Bowl and they had a chance to go for a three-peat, but the Giants ended that. But I'm just using that as an example to tack on to what you were saying. We've got to get that way where you're not getting attached to players. Guess what? I need X amount of years after you, and then I'm gonna pass you elsewhere, and I'm gonna bring somebody else in. That is how you keep low payments down, and that is how you keep players coming in to keep your organization winning. That's why they won for so long. That's why they were relevant for so long. That formula did not fail. Bill Belichick did it. Bill Parcells did it.
All about the logo.
Shula did it. I mean, hell, you can't beat that. That is a system that you can't beat. K-Dub, how do you feel about the negligence that could possibly go that way? I mean, go that way in the postseason. Do you think it would hurt us, or do you think we would be okay, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, like I say, Smitty touched on some great points before me, and I just feel the same way. I feel like we got to stand pat. Like I say, we got a lot of deals, a lot of things we got to make. We got a lot of things on our plate right now, on our desk, and we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves where we're putting ourselves in a bind. One thing I think is what keeps Terry's seat not as hot as a lot of people think is he's a great money manager. He's good with the books, and any person that's rich, super rich, like Arthur Blank, is people that's great with their money. So he's outstanding with his money, and he's probably the best GM he's ever hired since he's been here as the owner of the Falcons. So I think it would be a mistake for him, and premature mistake for him to get rid of Terry now. Somebody that got you out of cap purgatory and cap hell where you couldn't do anything, and to poo-poo him like that and get rid of him. I think the fan base, not all of the fan base, will be some of the fan base kind of turn on the owner of that if he make that move. But I feel like we're in a good spot, good place. We just got to continue to find ways to win. We're still developing and growing with these new coordinators. That's why I feel like some of our hindrance is, but we're in an outstanding, great place. We didn't have 6 wins to the end of the season last year. So we just continue to do the things we've been doing. I think the great thing about Coach Raheem is he may not be the great X and O player like you stated earlier, like Jerry Gray, and have the accolades like Jerry Gray playing in the NFL, but he's a master motivator. He gets those guys ready to go. That's one thing that Jerry Gray may not do, is motivate. Well, he may can teach the game, but can you motivate these guys to run through a wall for you? So it's things that always the people do well and people that don't do well. So it's a reason why he was hired as head coach twice. And let's go.
Yeah, and
Raheem has nothing to do with the trade. We talking about Terry Fontenot. You just had to throw that bull. You just had to throw that bull drive in there because you wanted to have your say. No, you stay out of this. You stay down there and stay out of this. I got you. Yeah. No, hell no. Because you ain't just finna throw a slick shot like that and think I'm not finna say that. I'm telling you this. No, you said he doesn't motivate. I can tell you right now. You got about 5 of his players that are in the Hall of Fame right now that all talked about how he was a player coach and they loved him and they all would run through a brick wall for him. So he's more of a motivator than you think. Everybody's just seeing all the video clips now because we have access to the locker rooms a little bit more because of social media. But hell, Jerry Gray was doing that way before. So my thing is I stand on it. I take a Jerry Gray all day.
I'm not knocking Jerry
I'm just
Gray.
saying, if you gonna talk about him like that, I'm standing on the shield for the old Silver Fox.
You just listen to what I said. I said people are great in other areas. I'm just
saying,
he
but that's one of his areas he succeeded in.
I'm not saying he's not a good motivator, but he could also be better motivator than him.
I'll give you this. I'm gonna give you a good example of this. How many interceptions does AJ Terrell have this year?
What is AJ Terrell?
No. You said motivator. AJ Terrell has had a couple of defensive back coaches. So far, he's been in Atlanta. And ever since he got Jerry Gray, he has been a different player.
Why you
Physically
keep,
tackling folks
I'm not
using them hands now. Finally,
I'm not attacking Jerry Gray. That's what you trying to defend. I'm not attacking. I'm just saying people are greater in other areas. I'm not saying he's not a great motivator. I'm just saying that Raheem could be a better motivator than him. Why has he?
Here's the thing: Dan Quinn was the same way.
I ain't talking about Dan Quinn. Why are you talking about Dan
No, but
Quinn?
I'm saying Raheem is literally Raheem is a chocolate version of Dan Quinn. That's what we call him. But the difference I say between those two is this: he's a chocolate Dan Quinn because if you look at him, press conferences, same demeanor, same.
He missed Dan Quinn though.
I mean, he coached under him. I mean,
no, I get it, but he also coached under Shanahan too.
But you pick and choose who you gonna. Like I said, I've coached. I've cooked this sous chef on a lot of chefs. They don't mean some of them are bigger influence on me than others. That's what I'm trying. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not taking nothing away from Jerry Gray. I'm saying he's a great coach, but it's the reason why Jerry Gray hasn't had head coach opportunities.
Can't we all just get along?
You do realize that he's turned them down because of the fact that all right, we all know the history of this. That black coaches always get put, and I'm saying it, and I'm sorry if I offend my viewers out here, but I'm a historian for a reason. All black coaches that get head coaching jobs are always put in bad teams and bad organizations. They're never put in a spot where they have great teams or at least have the potential to be great. They've never been put in spots like that.
You gotta take the opportunity.
I'm just saying you take the opportunity, but at the same time, think about it. How do you get an opportunity when you're held on a short leash? You have limited resources and have everything there. Raheem, again, was blessed to be in the right place at the right time because Brian Flores got screwed out of Miami. I'm going to call a spade a spade.
And he built that team himself.
Flores would have a Super Bowl right now in Miami with that talent they got right there. That's his team.
If y'all remember how Houston was doing their coaches too.
Exactly. And now you see what's going on with your boy in Houston. All I'm saying is
DeMeco
Ryan.
Yeah.
DeMeco Ryans was was a nasty linebacker in the league, but he was one of the smartest coaches, being tutored under Andy Reid when he was in Philly, and then Kansas City, and he bounced around in San Francisco as well because he worked with Jerry Gray at one point. So when you look at it, it's a lot of guys that are getting opportunities now, but if you look at most of these coaches, they get put in bad situations and they turn it around and they get let go.
Give you another example. Tony Dungy, Tampa Bay back in the day. He had to build that team from scratch, and guess what? He got screwed in the end.
And then had to build a coach from scratch.
I'm not arguing that.
At least he won with the coach.
Now we know black people always get screwed over in the job. So I mean, I'm not knocking.
It's just one of them. It's just
not
one of
football, but Mark Jackson.
Yeah, I mean,
we ain't even gonna go there. That right there, I'm still 38 hot about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I'm not finna scare the viewers away because I see some people getting like, oh, here they go with this. And you know what? If you don't like it, it's all good. I'm fine with it. This is what we do on this show. We enjoy educating ourselves and trying to educate our viewers, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no, it's all good.
If you don't like it, it's all good. We understand.
But we gonna tell the truth, nothing but the truth, and so help us God. Damn it, by the Birdcage authority up in this thing. We gonna do it. Like I said before, can't we all just get along?
We all get along. This is how shows go, man. Like this is
what the show is about. We can have a good, healthy conversation.
Keyword healthy.
We feeding off each other. So
because guess what? His point of view with that, when he talked about motivators, I definitely look at it as Raheem is one of the best in the game, and a lot of guys he can relate to a lot of younger guys because he's got that energy and he's got the juice. I get where you're coming from with that because I had a coach like that. I'm still tight with him to this day. Shout out to Coach Brooks, FAMU alum, national champion with that Gulf Coast offense that everybody knows about. That's being really that passing game that we see in the league right now.
Yeah.
So So shout out to Coach Brooks. He watching tonight. But getting back to it, will Kirk Cousins ever be considered in this MVP conversation, fellas?
Nope.
He better.
I was hoping he was in it. I'm like, what does he need to do?
He better. You got to start considering him now for sure.
I'm gonna go back to what I said.
Said?
I'm gonna go back to what I said though. He's heading in the right direction, but the game is gonna put him in the conversation. And Chris heard me say this. Ryan heard me say
Yes.
that Minnesota game. That Minnesota game gonna put him right in the middle of the conversation.
There you go.
Because at that point we could have double-digit wins. 2.
Yeah.
If he's top 3 in touchdown passes, I think he's number 5 right now. If he's top 3 in touchdown passes, Falcon winning record. I mean, how can you deny that? Without Kirk Cousins, the Falcons would not be where they are right now. Let's keep it real. And
you know what other game gonna put him out there too, right, fellas?
Dan Quinn and Washington.
Yep, that's what I was about to say.
Dan Quinn and Washington.
Thank you, y'all. Because I was getting ready to throw that out there because you got one red hot young quarterback that literally is going to be considered for the MVP this year.
He got to give us a you like that after that one. He can beat them again.
I'm gonna be honest with you, dog.
2 of his former team, man. You got to.
Let's be real. We all said this here. Between him and Penix, we said he was the most ready. Penix is ready too, but we said if you literally can win an MVP. And you can win an SEC Offensive Player of the Year and a Heisman Trophy with your team not even going to the Natty.
Yeah.
Hey, you a bad man.
Yeah.
Because normally you got to at least be in the playoffs to get looked at for a doggone MVP. And
that's true, Ryan.
For a conference MVP or the Heisman.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah, think about this too. Think about this.
He carried that LSU team, him and Malik Neighbors.
He had 300 yards of offense
by itself, bro.
Think about this too,
that's what I was saying before we got Kirk, though. I was like, bro, I'll trade him to go get Daniels. Let's go get our guy.
Here's the thing. It was either him, because I said it this year, because K-Dub can attest to this. I said if we don't get Penix or Daniels, the guy that I said, if y'all don't want to bring up a young guy, I said go get Jeremy Musa in the undrafted free agency round. I was saying it. I said I wanted Daniels or Musa or the kid out of North Carolina Central. Those are the guys that I said you bring up if you're not going to draft one of those top picks.
Right.
Me and Brent was saying Daniels. You were saying Penix, and K-Dub was the only one that was on the Penix train. He was the only one on it. Because here's the thing. All three, me, you, and Brent were all talking quarterback. Everybody else wanted defense. We said quarterback first pick. We all said that. We just didn't know which way they were gonna go. I'm just glad we didn't get Caleb Williams.
I didn't ever want Caleb. It was Jaden Daniels or Michael Penix for me. But definitely Daniels.
I was on that Penix. I was on that. Yeah, I was on that Penix bandwagon like early in the season. I'm talking about they ain't got to the playoffs. I was like, oh, this is the best quarterback out. This is the best one.
That's true.
And then
hands down, because you said, because this is what we argued. We didn't argue about it. We had a spirited debate one night, and me and you said, if we get either one of them quarterbacks, we gonna be straight.
Yeah.
Because you even said this, and you said, yeah, I'm a Penix fan, but I ain't no fool. If we was to get Daniels, you said it like this. I know that Daniels is battle tested because he went through the SEC 2 years in a row after leaving Arizona State. Now,
Chris said that too.
Shout out to Coach Herm Edwards, who got fired from Arizona State. And you know why I say that?
In an embarrassing way.
Yeah. He did. That kid that you're seeing in Washington right now balling was his quarterback that he recruited, that he picked. Right. Ricky Pearsall, who is a starting wide receiver for the 49ers, who is just getting back off of the gunshot wound that's going to probably replace Deebo Samuel. Guess what? That was another Herm Edwards player.
Yep.
I'm just saying, I still laugh about the fact that Herm Edwards got fired and Herm brought in some talent. Talent. And two of them dudes that he had ripped it up.
More fun doing TV though. It would look like I don't
know. You got no pressure.
Think about it, fellas. Herm Edwards had Ricky Pearsall, and he had Daniels, and both of them one go to LSU, one go to Florida, and they both problems.
Yeah.
They both problems in the SEC.
Got taken in the first round.
Yeah.
Just
Why
saying.
do you want to bring up old stuff,
Huh?
Grant?
Oh, Frank
Frank
Darby.
Darby.
Why you want to bring up old stuff, man? Hey, he was the TikTok. Listen, he was the Flavor Flav of the locker room.
I
That's
knew
what he
it
was.
was
He was the
coming.
hype
Hey.
man.
I knew it
Wow.
was coming.
I think
Hey,
somebody,
for real though.
did somebody pick him up or something? Did somebody pick Frank
Yeah,
Darby?
somebody picked him up.
Yeah,
He's
somebody picked him up. He on somebody's practice squad
on
right now.
somebody's
I can't
practice
remember.
squad.
He's on the 49ers practice squad.
Yeah.
But let's get
Oh,
to this
okay.
right here because we got one more topic after this one here. Actually, no, we don't. This is the last topic of the night, fellas. And then we go into our score predictions and our X factors after this. This is the Falcons' best start since 2016.
Oof.
Oh, shit.
Best start. Because remember, 2015, we started off hot as a firecracker, and then we just
Fizzled out.
and then 2016, we went up. Now you're seeing this right off the bat. If we can finish strong, because we all know anything can happen.
Heck, you can.
Yeah.
But I trust the fact that we're not gonna have anything to happen because we're in a position to where we know how to win.
Correct.
Yeah.
When you look at the way that this team is playing, might not have all the greatest talent, might not have everything that you would think, but they're competitive enough to show up possibly in the playoffs and pull off some upsets if they get hot at the right time and they play ball. Because remember, 2016, our defense was ranked 28th all year and finished the year ranked 24th. And in the playoffs, that Atlanta defense showed up.
Oh,
It
man.
did.
It showed up
Yeah,
bad.
he did.
Came
How
out
do
of
y'all
nowhere.
feel? How do y'all feel with this team going into the playoffs? Do you think we have some of the same makeups that 2016 had? Minus Beasley having one good year before he fell off like a bad bag of dope.
Damn.
I was gonna call that first, but yeah, I do see some similarities in the team, and I just like the fact that the offense can score a point. I mean, we haven't scored 30 points in like God knows how long, and we doing it now a little bit more consistently now. True, yeah, our defense is not where we want it to be, but I think we can compete with any team in the National Football League the way the offense keeps going. And Kirk Cousins is just getting better each and every game. I mean, he found his groove with the OP, and now you seeing Bijan. He starting to take his game up to another notch. So
Yep.
man, we looking at Ray. He doing his thing, and Darnell Mooney. Come on, man.
Looking like
who
a
would have
steal
Looking like
now.
he did at Tulane. That's what Mooney looking like. He looking like Mooney in Tulane.
He was the best deal in this free agency by far.
The
Hands
best signing
down.
for
So yeah,
I got a hunch, fellas. Y'all might laugh at me when I say this. I want y'all to think about this. I want y'all to go back and y'all remember the 1990 New York Giants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That team that, Phil Simms goes down, Hostetler comes in. They got a bunch of role players that are really doing a lot in that ball game. I mean, during their playoff run. And they weren't as the same they didn't have the same dominance as they did in 86, 87, 88, 89 defensively or offense. But one of the things that they had on that team, and I'm not comparing Tyler to him because he was a special runner. I got a feeling that if we get to the playoffs, Tyler Algier gonna have a playoff run like Otis Anderson, OJ Anderson. If you don't know who OJ Anderson is, do your homework. Man should be in the Hall of Fame. Former first-round pick out of University of Miami. And OJ Anderson, that was the other OJ, was a monster at that running back spot.
That's a lot.
My good friend Louis Sharp, he talks about OJ like OJ was Barry Sanders back in the day. And OJ Anderson
go back and look at them old St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh yeah, OJ was that dude. He was that dude. He was Adrian Peterson before Adrian Peterson.
Yeah,
with most speed.
Speed.
He was a true Florida boy. So I can see Tyler Algier having a playoff run like him because everybody got enamored with Rodney Hampton, our Georgia Bulldog. They got enamored with him. And when Rodney got hurt and kind of slowed down, the old Warhorse came in there and started running all over them jokers. So
And I
I
think
got a feeling that Tyler Algier might have a playoff run like that.
OJ is well in his 30s at that point.
Even though Tyler's not in his 30s, but I got a feeling that he can have a playoff run like that because he's going to be rested.
Running back. Yep.
Yeah.
That was just something I'm giddy about that one because I'm just like, I'm so mad they're not using him, and I'm like, it would be so funny if they turned him loose in the playoffs and they let Bijan do his thing. But if they went heavy with Algier and he just ran through everybody, God help us.
He ready to.
I like this.
Oh yeah, he ready.
I know we still got the rest of the schedule to go, but I like this team a little bit better than the 2016 team because that team on defense had a lot of rookies on it. So this team don't have so many rookies, but we got a lot of inexperienced players, even though they're not the top quality players. But that team probably I probably would take the receivers on the 2016 team. But overall, from top to bottom, I like this team a little bit better than that team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know we haven't completed the record. They don't have a record of that same team. But I'm just looking at it on a bird's eye view. I would take this team over that team right now. So far.
Yeah, Christy, I think we can do that. We're gonna break the 7 wins. It's just the fact of you got to beat the Saints. And then you got Carolina at the end of the season that they're going to be trying to, they just going to want to say they beat us. But if we can get through Minnesota and Denver, I know we can beat the Giants. I know we can.
The thing about it is we can go into the bye week already with 8 wins.
Exactly.
I got 11 and 6. I'm calling 11 and 6, fellas.
I'm calling 11 and 6.
I said 12 and 5. I'm not moving off of 12 and 5.
I'm not moving off 11 and 6.
I'm on the 12 and 5 train. Me and Chris and Cole Brand.
I got you. But the reason why I said 11 and 6 is because I know we're going to have tendencies that as we did with that Seattle hiccup, we're going to have 1 or 2 more like that. Yeah, maybe not.
I just need 2 more hiccups.
You know what'd be funny? If these jokers go 14 and 3, that would be funny.
That'd be excellent.
Funny if that happens.
That'd be excellent, and that'd be us winning as a team. You'll get your young guys knowing how to win. We get into the playoffs, we can at least have the momentum on our side.
Hey, fellas, y'all know who
with a veteran quarterback.
I sound like Kool-Aid saying that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, bro.
I sound like Kool-Aid saying
Kool-Aid, man.
Hold on,
You've been drinking a lot of it.
ATL Kool-Aid sports drinker. Wait a minute.
Shout out to Kool-Aid,
I'm
man.
gonna do it for you, man. Hey, man, we gonna do this thing here. I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid on it. We gonna go 14 and 3. I'm telling you, we gotta get Rook in there. Rook gotta get Rook up in there and then do his thing and Grady and Kirk Chains. Oh man.
The man Ryan missing his calling. He supposed to be doing stand-up.
The one person that we missing up in here is John the Cricket Deacon.
Listen here. He slide up in here. You know it's some trouble.
Good evening.
Good evening. There you go.
We getting ready to start some trouble before we get to Before we get
Good
to
evening,
gentlemen.
Yep.
First off, I'm gonna go ahead and start this thing. Off like this here. Raheem, you can't turn a foot into an elbow. You got to understand that. If you're going to have a foot, you got to connect it to somebody's butt. Or if you're not going to connect it to somebody's butt out there, Raheem, I'm going to put this 2x4 across your backside or the backside of your noggin. One good time. That's how you know how to be around.
Far too long.
Old Cricket Deacon. Old Cricket Deacon.
I'm trying to tell you. They don't ever show the Falcons football games in old folks' homes in the ER because they will kill you. You got to understand this, man.
That's John.
Yeah, that's definitely John.
That's him.
Yeah. He said
I'm sorry, man. Let's get back to
all while sitting in the recliner.
Yep.
All
All while
white
sitting in the recline.
with the white beater on.
I'm sorry, man. This how you know.
Comfortable as
Look,
hell.
I love folks that come in here and talk, man. Because look, if I'm emulating you, I like you. If I'm talking trash about you, I like you. That's what that means. If I don't talk trash about you or clown with you in here, you need to be asking yourself why.
Like, what
Just
is
tell
it,
it.
man?
I'm just telling you that I like people, but if I get a bad vibe, I'm not gonna tell you unless you ask. But let's get to it, man. So who are gonna be the X factors and what are gonna be the score? Offense.
Mm.
I'm gonna let the guest start and then I'm gonna let the home crew get it. So Larry, I'm gonna let you go because you're the most busiest guy in here. And you know, Larry, you got a game tonight, don't you? A little later.
No.
Oh, you
I'm
good tonight, bet.
Oh,
Mhm.
Hey, he,
No,
might,
no work.
well, he didn't have
Tomorrow.
a night off. He worked with us tonight.
tomorrow.
What
But
you got, Larry?
X Factor. I would say Cordell Hodge gets a touchdown against them. They still looking. Scene of the crime just back in NOLA's this time instead of at the Mercedes-Benz Dome. I say we whoop the Aints 30-10.
Mm,
Stamp it.
mm.
Like it. I like it.
I like it.
Ooh.
Okay, I kind of like it. Yeah.
Hey,
Uh,
Damian Pitts isn't playing this week. He's
Nah,
still
Pitts ain't.
hurt. He's
Yeah,
not playing
Pitts
this
ain't
week.
playing.
Yeah, Pitt ain't
Yeah,
playing.
they
all
sitting
right,
him out.
So
all
X
right.
Factor, yeah, Cordero. I mean, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it was a fluke." Then he come up and get another touchdown. Let's go. Start the thing off right.
Mm.
I like it.
A1.
I'm gonna go. Shoot, I'm gonna have to go with one of the steals of the offseason, Darnell Mooney. I'm gonna have to go
Mooney.
with him, man. Go ahead and submit yourself in the A, which you already have. You answered pretty much all the questions that guys like me had coming into the season. And just go ahead and go out there and do your thing, man. Go ahead, just like Ryan said, be that Tulane Darnell Mooney out there on these Aints. And let's go ahead and get these guys in the dustpan with them brooms. Darnell Mooney is going to be my X factor. I think he's going to have a great game. No Marshawn Lattimore anymore. So yeah, man. So you see Larry, man, with that broom, man. Kick the broom, man. Let's go ahead and get these guys out of here. Darnell Mooney, my X factor. As far as score prediction, um, I'm gonna go similar to what I said yesterday, man. 43 to, but I'm gonna give them like
Ooh.
17. 43-17
Good
Falcons.
Lord.
Okay, I'll
I
be
like that
happy.
payback.
Y'all,
I'll be happy
you,
camper for them. If
43-17.
y'all do know where your boy Mooney is from, right?
New
He's
Orleans.
another Alabama guy.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
from
Alabama.
Gadsden, Alabama.
Got
That's
yeah.
another Alabama wide receiver we got on this team.
I'm gonna go.
Leaking can roll tide.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Bijan Robinson, man. 4 straight games over 100 yards from scrimmage. Like you said, Pitts is going to be out this game, so you can expect Bijan to have about 6 or 7 catches this game. And the way he's been running the football, I think this is the game where he makes that big run, goes over 130 yards rushing. I could, Bijan all the way, man, for X factor because Kirk Cousins, he's going to do a lot of check down this game, and look. I'm telling you, Darnell Mooney is going to catch a bomb this game. With no cornerbacks back there, Tyron Matthew about 40 years old. Yeah, Bijan all day, man. Bijan all day.
Yes,
all
sir.
right. Well,
I'm sorry, K-Dub. Go ahead, man.
My bad.
no, I'm just saying. My X factors this week will be. I'm gonna go back to my original guy. I'm gonna go back to Ray McLeod. Some tell me he may jump out and do something this week. And on the defense, I'm gonna go with a Bankhead Baseman. He can always come through with these punch out
I hate
plays.
y'all. I hate two of y'all on this panel because y'all
Peanut
stole my
punch.
players today. Y'all
We discovered that
ugly
peanut punch.
y'all ugly
Oh,
motor
I already know
scooters.
he was going. I already know you were going with Jesse Bates and Kadero Hodge.
Y'all
Okay,
motor scooters. It's okay. I got some backups. It's
I'm just
okay.
saying,
No. I got something for you. I got something for you.
It's a solid pick. And then score prediction. I'm gonna go 34-21. 34-21.
34-21.
Fab.
Gray.
For me, I think defense. I'm throwing on defense, man. I'm gonna go with the linebacking core. I just think the linebacker core is gonna comprise some people, especially with Troy Anderson coming back. I think the linebacker might be key to stopping Albert Kamara and Taysom Hill. And for me, on offensively, I'm gonna go with the Bijan and Tyler Algier show, man. I just think we're gonna just run the ball literally down their throat. So I expect both of these back to pick it back with me, and he just gonna be checking Bijan to death, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. So I just think in the second half, Tyler just gonna come in there and just start throwing haymakers, and they're gonna be throwing the towel. So that's my X factor going offense.
Great points. Great points.
You already
300.
hit your defense one. You know what? You know what? You a sorry excuse for a cotton ball shoe shining joker. You know that. I'm going military on you today. Shout out to my veterans out here because we got Veterans Day Monday. Dog, I'm hot with you right now. You took the linebackers from me, dog.
Shout out to the
You
best.
can't have the whole team, bro.
Everybody just all right. You know what? Right. It's cool.
That's what happens when you're the host and you go last.
But you know what? I got something for you though. I'm no.
And my score is 32-7.
That's what happened.
Here you go. Let's go ahead and do this here.
Lord have mercy.
I'm gonna go with Mike Hughes as my X factor on defense.
Okay.
The New Orleans game is the game that he broke out in when we was in Atlanta.
I like that.
That's the game that a lot of people found out who he was and remembered that the guy can play, myself included, because I remember him when he was at UCF. Physical corner, good speed, and very fundamentally sound. This is a game that he broke out in earlier this year and cemented his starting job. So I got to go with a guy that made his name in this ball game. Offensively, I'm going to surprise the hell out of y'all with this one.
Come on.
Not me.
Let's see.
Somebody that hasn't had his name called in a long time. And I'm going to surprise you. I'm going to go with Caleb McGarry, the turnstile. You laughing.
He ain't been turnstile.
He played good against New Orleans the first time.
But here's the thing. Since he's come back from injury,
that's a go.
Have you seen any penalties on him? Have you seen any sacks given up?
Nope.
Maybe he was injured the whole time and just had these.
No, he wasn't. He was healthy.
He said so he been injured since his rookie season.
Yeah, he been rookie.
He was healthy.
He been
I'm surprised.
He was injured the whole time.
Because the reason I'm saying that because let's be real.
You got Pat McKinley.
He has to be an X factor because he got to stop Cam Jordan. That's why he got to be X factor.
But honestly, Cam Jordan stopping Cam Jordan because he ain't doing nothing this year.
Yeah, Cam Jordan.
But he always get up for the Falcons though.
He gonna be geared up.
True.
I just feel like he had his best days are behind him. He had his heyday when Matt Ryan was there. Where Matt Ryan at? Retired, right?
Hey,
so that's what he needs.
I'll put it this way: it depends on how Caleb plays this week. I'm putting the pressure on him. I'm gonna pick an unlikely hero.
No, I like that.
I'm picking an unlikely hero because guess what? He determines if Kirk is going to be standing upright or not. I'm not worried about the opposite side of the line. That's not a problem for me. I'm thinking about what McGarry is going to do on his side because guess what? If McGarry is over there, they're going to test him like the weak sister. They're going to rotate guys on him. He's going to have to be able to hold up.
They counter to that. They've been using a lot of Charlie Warner the last 5 weeks to help with that side of the offensive line. So
yeah, we got a real tight end in there that can actually block. That's what we got.
Man,
I mean, that's why you brought him in.
I ain't stalling him
That
nothing now.
that's
no, you a first
that's
round
why
pick.
you went and got him, Charlie Warner.
Thank you.
That's why you went and got Charlie Warner.
No, y'all can sit there and talk about it. But like I said, he broke the last straw with me when that Negro dropped the ball before the goal line. I said Negro.
Negro.
I said Negro. I can say that. That's not a bad word.
And got his behind benched for it too.
Exactly.
He did.
He lost. I'm gonna tell you this: he lost whatever confidence I had in him at that point. I don't give a damn. That was a Bush League move. A Bush League move.
Boneheaded.
Yeah. Hey, real quick about Mike Hughes.
I'm gonna give him Bush League because hell, he didn't do that at Florida.
Yeah, that's true.
He got knocked out.
He didn't do it at Florida. So
he got
why
knocked
you gonna
out
do it in Atlanta?
He got knocked out in Florida.
Hey, about Mike Hughes, isn't this the most healthy Mike Hughes has been in his NFL career though?
Yep.
So that's another thing too.
My score prediction: 35-10.
I'm at 30-13, so we in the same.
The reason I say 10 and whatnot, we got a good field goal kicker, I think. But I think what's going to happen if they do score a touchdown, our defense is going to give it up on the ground. It's not going to be in the air; it's going to be in the ground that we give it up because we are struggling to stop the run.
Yep.
So I definitely appreciate all you guys for coming through. Larry, tell the folks where they can find you at, my guy.
Appreciate you having me on. Everybody make sure you hit the like button before you leave out of here. It's a lifeblood of all of our streams. My name's Larry, one half of the Dixon Way. My beautiful wife, Sean's the other half. We try to provide you guys with a service of just doing commentary and, all our favorite sports teams, you know what I'm saying? And if you're tired of those bogus announcers, then turn down your TV, turn up Dixon Way. There you go. There it is. We're on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Rumble, and X, or Twitter.
Larry, I gotta get with you so you can teach me how to. I gotta put you guys in the feed because I'm still trying to learn how to do that. So I got y'all covered on that, man. Because I'm definitely trying to. I promote y'all all the time, all three of y'all shows. So I try to promote you guys all the time. So I gotta figure out how to do that.
Look, man, I just do this, you know what I'm saying? Sit here talking with you guys about some, our teams that we all love. And I don't do none of this for no recognition, nothing like that. Just trying to grow my own little community, you know what I'm saying, of people who all enjoy the Falcons, the Hawks, the Braves, you know what I'm saying, the Bulldogs.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? So,
man.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't never asked nobody to put the Dixon Way on their stream or nothing like that. Put their thing in the, it is what it is. If you feel like doing it, I appreciate it. If you don't, no hard feelings, you know what I'm saying? Right. We all out here. And my thing is, there's a lot of people that out here that you don't even see. Or we ain't even met yet, but they out here trying to make their way too. So, if I had somebody, come and, the big streamer Tom Grassi blessed us and raided us. That's why we always do raids. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's a part of our show to give that positive energy out there so it can come back. It's been working. So we're going to stop. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, brother, always. And, appreciate everybody
you coming through, big Larry.
Yes, sir.
Hey, A1, what you got? Let them know.
Hey man, A1 Forever Sports. That's the platform on YouTube. Please come over, like, comment, and subscribe. Just crossed the 3,300 mark, I think.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, but it's a blessing. I give all the glory to God. Seriously, and just working hard, man. But either way it go, man. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. A1 Forever Sports. Find me on Twitter and Instagram, A1 Forever. And on TikTok, the real A1 Forever. Try to keep everything kind of like around the same, so it's easy to find me. But make sure you guys find your peace today. Positive energy always creates elevation, and that's how you find your peace. today. Let's kick some ass on Sunday. Aints week.
And
Smitty.
Yeah, man, I got to say this right quick before I give my credentials out, man. We talked about Kirk Cousins just a little bit. One reason why I put him in the MVP conversation, I think he's already in the comeback player of the year. I think he's the top with that. And if you look at what's going on, Aaron Rodgers, who had the same injury, who people projected to be an MVP candidate, Kirk Cousins is blowing him out the water. So that alone is the reason why I think Kirk Cousins is going to be an MVP race at the end of the season. But as always, man, Ryan, I appreciate you letting me come on, man. Find me on Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube at FatBoySlim _21. At FatBoySlim _21 on Twitter, because I'm always blowing up Twitter, man. But look, again, we're going to have fun and catch me, Berto, and Chris on the 95 North Sports Machine every Wednesday at 8 p.m. post game, and catch me on the NFC South Roundtable every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
I love the fact that you get TJ, but I'm going to say this here. Everybody gave shots out to their house, but you know what? We rarely do this, but I got to do this one time because it's hate week. And then this is the house of the cage, baby. These are extended cousins, but I got to play this one time, dog, because I got, I already rocked them at the dome.
Ooh.
You know what it is. I got the prime.
Okay.
It's only right.
Yes, sir.
They go
I got to scoop them up.
Yeah, man.
I got you. Hold up. I got to do it one time. Moment of silence. Here you go. Prime. Like you said, this is my house. Always will be my house, whether I'm with or without the Falcons. Hey, this is what we do in the Birdcage, baby. We got K-Dub and we got Graybeard up in this thing. You know how y'all can check us out either here or on X. We're working on a few other platforms, but we got some things coming, man. We get this playoff game running. Hey, man, we might be back in the crib throwing another party, man. Y'all know how it went down the first time, baby. So we speaking this into existence. So, hey, it's hate week. If you see a Saints fan, tell them go to hell. Because guess what? We getting ready to turn up the heat for these sorry SOBs, and we getting ready to put our foot between their hip pockets and go ahead and get this dub up out of the New Orleans area. And we about to take over y'all traps. Your Ninth Ward, your Magnolias, your doggone. I mean, I'm just saying, we finna just be all up and through there, eating boudins, eating freaking po' boys. We finna invade y'all house, and we about to go in. Hey, TJ, shout out to my guy TJ that's on the round table, Mr. New Orleans fan. I got love for you, but I'm gonna tell you just like this: you was talking all that smack when y'all was 2-0. And now y'all celebrating the firing of a coach. So that tells me that y'all are literally lower than gum on the bottom of a sneaker. That's
pretty
on
much.
the sidewalk
How far have we fallen?
Yo, it was so fun watching his demeanor from the beginning of the season to now, bro. He just like,
you look like somebody that Larry, I gotta quote you real quick. It looked like somebody. No, I'm quoting T.I. on this. Look like somebody took his cookies, bro. Somebody stole his cookies and literally sat there and ate them, and then drank his pouch of milk that y'all used to get in the cafeteria right in front of him, literally. And guess what? The Falcons gonna come up in your house and say, "You want your cornbread?" That's what we gonna do to you. We gonna take your cornbread, and then if you want to fight about it, it's whatever. But TJ, please come over to the cage. I've been waiting for you for the longest, sir. Been waiting for you. We ain't squabbling for real. We squabbling verbally.
Yeah.
I'm a peaceful black man.
Bring your brown paper bag with you.
Of course.
Just make sure you have your. Hey, just make sure you. All I'm gonna say is this here. Just make sure you have your bag over your face after you come up in here. But next week when we get just give you a heads up. Next week, Carl Mecklenburg, former Denver Broncos legend, will be in the Birdcage, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what I'm talking about.
Got you one right there now.
Play with my godfather Clarence K out there in Denver, and nice man. And we got some other stuff that might be coming. We might, if you remember the movie Invincible, we might have Mr. Vince Papale coming through. You never know.
Man, come on.
So, hey, so y'all sit
That's what
back,
I'm
relax,
talking
man. We definitely got some stuff coming for y'all, man. It's the Birdcage, baby. You either get right or you get left. This is how we get down. Let's go.
Go dog.